Good afternoon, my amazing listeners and viewers. This is Roshi here once again with an amazing guest, and she is my mentor, she is my teacher, she is someone who got me started on my AI journey, and I have the utmost respect for her. And this is our very own Miss Maryam Zulfiqar Trainingwali. So, Assalamu alaikum, Miss Maryam. क्या हाल है आपका?
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ, आप कैसे हैं? और आपके इतने प्यारे तारुफ का बहुत शुक्रिया।
No, no, Miss Mariam, I mean, it's no less than what you deserve. No less than what you deserve. So, Miss Mariam, I will start the interview now. Miss Mariam, you have a very impressive educational background, and you have an MPhil in education. Uh,
Yeah.
and now you are teaching in an AI school. So, could you tell me, like, what your journey has been like, and how do you sort of combine the two?
Okay, sure. First of all, the thing is that Ms. Rushika, I was working for 8 years as a maths teacher in different kind of the school, the private sectors, not the government one. So I started in a very early age when I was just kind of 13 years old or 14 years old. I just started from that age. It wasn't not about the teaching skills. It was giving a responsibility to me, and I have to just show my whole potential to my principal and teacher, where I studied as a student under the guidance of my teachers. So it was a task that assigned to me. I have to teach two kids that is the grade of grade one, and they just I have to teach them just alphabetical orders in Urdu and English within a month. That's all. So this journey goes on from that age, and I just assigned when I just completed my study and I got some kind of a gap. Then I go to the school and I have to taught some kind of students who are already struggling in their studies, but they couldn't show enough progress. So that kind of the students I was dealing in my very short time span. And later on, I continued my study and I completed my MPhil education. And before that, officially and professionally started teaching in 2013 and onwards, being a teacher as a maths because I was good in mathematics and still I'm good in mathematics. So that's why I chose my specialization in maths as a graduation. And then I taught I started teaching in school, and then I decided that I have to go for MPhil or post graduation degree related to education sector because right now I'm teaching and I have to pursue my this career as a teacher. So that would be really nice for me if I'll explore lots of the different kind of the teaching methodologies, pedagogies, and how we can improve the assessment methods, how we can improve the teaching skills, and how we can make the classroom more interactive for the students as well. So that's why I continued my study in education and I specialized in assessment and evaluation, educational assessment and evaluation. Later on, I just decided, like after 8 years, I would just want at the start of the time, I was just got an opportunity, and I'm so happy that I got a job in a very reputed institute, and my rest of the class fellows didn't get that chance. So it was kind of a distinguished for me. So that was the time I'm very happy. But after 2 3 years later on, when I was serving there, I realized that there is nothing different I'm delivering to the students. In spite of that, which I learned from 10 years back, or you can say the 8 years back, I'm delivering the same content. There is nothing, some kind of innovation, there is nothing, some kind of new thing that I need to learn, and then I have to deliver to the students. So that is the missing of the point which I realized, and then I was figuring outing and searching some kind of a new things that makes me and the students as well, that I want to teach them in a very different perspective. So
Mm.
Then I came back to my hometown, and then I left the job that I served there in Lahore, and then I stopped teaching. I said no, I will not work on and I'll not deliver anymore because there is nothing different, and there is the same pattern that I studied, and now I have to deliver to the student. That's the same thing, and there is no innovation included in the curriculum as well. We heard lots of the things are going to change, and they like the SNC curriculum was introduced at the time of 2019 or 20, and still in SNC curriculum there is nothing like a change. There is just single national curriculum that is introduced by some kind of governments, but there's nothing change in it. The same thing that, like, you can say the title of the book was the same, but the cover page of the book, there is the change with the different kind of animations and the things. That's all. But the inside the curriculum is totally the same, nothing at all. So then I was searching and figure out how I can contribute my part in the per kind of the addition of the society. Then I connected myself to the system, Rehan School system, and then I started as a student in March 2024 as a student. Then just after 2 weeks, a task assigned to me that I have to single-handedly handle the class for 3 days. There was the event that has happened in Columbia campus that was about the some kind of inauguration of the new campus, or some foreigners were visiting on the behalf of Sir Rehan Lawala. They were the friend, very close friend to Sir Rehan Lawala. So that's why I need to handle the class for 3 days single-handedly. And then for a month later on in May, I designated as vice principal of Rehan School Online Academy, and this is how the life goes on. The one thing I need to mention over here, the curriculum, the perspective that I'm searching for since a long time, that I found over here at this platform. Now this is the kind of different thing that that we are delivering to the students. This system is actually working on students as a single individual entity, and they're working for the development and the growth of the student. That's actual we need to follow in each and every curriculum that we are following in our conventional school, because this is the era of technology, and we as adults learn later on, and we learn lots of different perspective of this technological era after like 10 years or 12 years later. But now these kids that are just around the age of school going, they need to learn right now. So we need to change our perspective of delivering the education as well as the curriculum of the education. So that's why I enrolled myself as a student, and then the facilitator, and then I the vice principal. And this is the reason I chose Rehan School Online Academy.
Yes, Miss Mariam, you have explained it, very, very exhaustively, and thank you very much for such a detailed explanation. Miss Mariam, what I'm interested in is in you as a person, because you see, like, I understand the curriculum and the technicalities and all of that, but like, I'm interested in you as a, like, you are such a like I've never seen you frazzled. I've never seen you like lose patience with anyone. And believe me, I've started taking online classes, and sometimes it they do get, some kids do get to you, I tell you. Like, they and how do you keep your cool in all of that? And it's, as a teacher, I miss that, uh, that physical, like, that contact, like that I can, when you can look at a child, and then, and the child looks at you, and there's this, like, and he just sees you, and he starts behaving himself, and he starts
Exactly.
doing what, but we lack that here. So it is only with our voice that we
Yeah.
can, make them do anything. So, is it like being the middle child in your family, your upbringing? Is that has made you more, patient, and that has made you more, let's say, mellow in your approach? जरा थोड़ा सा बताइए. इस बारे में?
Thank you so much, Miss Rishika, for like explaining me this so wonderfully. But I think so myself is not a kind of this kind of a person. I'm so aggressive, and in my family, I'm the only child who considered like being spoiled one. And my father never denied me about anything. If I asked, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do that. He said, "Okay, you can go for it. You can do it." But I can just count the things that he just denied me and stopped me. No, you can't do that. That I can count them. But the thing is that I think I started in a very early age to understand the problem of the students and to learn about what kind of the problem they are facing right now. And the second thing is all about I. Connected myself all the time to the dollar terrace wala, the Rahmat empowerment wala, and we have lots of time to discuss each and every student on daily basis of the screen. And they taught me different things how you need to cope up with the students. And secondly, the dollar suggested me, if you find any kind of a problem, any kind of a challenge regarding your class, regarding your students, you need to go to ChatGPT. You need to go to any AI session and ask the question related to that problem. That will really helpful for you. And yes, I did it a while ago, like 2 3 months back. I was doing this practice on daily basis, and that was really helpful for me. And I started working on those kind of the suggestions that AI tool suggested me. Like, I'm not saying I'll accepting and implementing 100% of the suggestion, but I just try to one or two that fits in my environment and the class, that is really helpful for me and the students also. So this really makes me being a polite to the student and try to always fit yourself in the shoe of the student. So that will be really helpful for you and the students as well. And the most importantly thing that I learned from the students and my the niece and the nephews, that you need to be a care with the care. Then you can be a very good friend of them, and then you can ask them to do anything, they can do anything. This is how you first have to do by yourself as a kind of a moral, as a kind of a symbol, and the students will copy you, and the younger ones will copy you how they need to go for the rest of the thing. And about the patience, no, I don't have kind of a patience. I'm so impatient person. I'm so aggressive person. So I can't say anything about it.
Okay, Miss Mariam, if you insist. I don't want to see the aggressive side. Thank you very much for not showing it to me till yet. तो अल्लाह ना करे मुझे कभी देखना पड़े आपकी
No, I'm not aggressive for those who are kind of a workplace or this kind of a thing. If I'm a very aggressive person, but I'll stay silent. If I'm in so at the peak of anger, I'll keep silent myself. I'll not talk to anyone. I'll just engage myself in a room, or just try to sleep. This kind of a thing that I'll do in the anger mood or something like that.
well, Miss Mariam, that in itself tells you that like that you have a lot of mashallah, a lot of self control.
Thank
So
you.
Miss Mariam, tell me, like, what are the you work online, you're working from home. Tell
Yeah.
me, what are the challenges that women face, especially, like, which are very typical to us, which we face when we have to work online, when we are working from home,
Yeah.
which men don't face.
Okay. Definitely, while working from home or remotely, there's lots of such challenge. The first and the most priority challenge that I faced throughout this journey, that is, we can't connect ourselves with the student. That is the most important challenge. But sometimes I feel that if I am connecting there with the students physically, there will be a different kind of environment, then we can learn and deliver the things more appropriately. but sometimes there's a lot of things we need to express the students physically, but because of this virtual classes there is some kind of a lacking of connectivity with the student. And the rest of the thing is about which I feel from this online system is about the students feeling some kind of lacking the communication gap, and also they can't express themselves as good as they can do it physically.
Hmm. No, Miss Mariam,
Apologies.
I meant ke, like, what are the challenges which women face when they are working
Okay.
remotely?
Now, what about the challenges about the women is firstly they need to, you can say, they need to take some kind of a permissions from the society as well as the home, because in our society there are very less number of people, and the ratio those who giving some space those women who want to work remotely from their home. Because you know what, when we are working remotely people consider that, oh, she's just sitting at home and she is sitting in their comfort zone and they're not working something so productively, and they are not kind of go some outside work like the physical work, and they're not feeling exhausted, they're not feeling some kind of tiredness, they're sitting all the time on a chair and they need to just speak and guide to the student, that's all. But we know that how much the stress and the exertion we are facing right now when we are not connecting to the person where we are delivering something. So these are the major and the basic challenges that we are facing from the society as well as the family persons. Because
Hmm.
in as a female, we have lots of other responsibilities. We have to cope up with those kind of the responsibilities within the home, within the society, and we have to work online as well. And I think online working is really challengeable for this female especially, because first they need to face this challenge of the society. There lots of hindrance from their home that started, because some of the family members criticize you, you are revealing your face now you're on the internet, now everyone can watch you, you are not looking presentable and this and that thing you are just not going to do in a better way, and you're not presentable looking like that. So these kind of the criticism is not flourishing our environment to work remotely for the female especially.
Hmm. You're right, Miss Mariam, you're right. Miss Mariam, in such a situation, uh, what about getting married, starting your own family? What would you want from your husband? And you live in like, like near in a village. And I am really really impressed by your father, who who got you where you are. I mean, he was, with his support you were able to do, whatever it is that you are doing currently. So it kind of, it has opened up my eyes that all people who live in the village are not necessarily, they're not necessarily very backward in their approach. uh, there might be a few cultural differences, because city life and village life differs. But like, what kind of a life partner would you like, and what are the prospects of you getting a life partner within your environment, and how much freedom do you have in choosing your life partner?
Thank you so much, Miss Rishika, for asking me this so much a beautiful question, because no one asked me before this. That's the very first time someone asked me about my choices and my kind of opinion that really matters a lot. Definitely, now the people's perspective is totally changed. But somehow, when we are talking about the remotely work, there are some kind of the boundaries. There are some kind of a limitation we need to keep in mind when we are working remotely. But yes, Alhamdulillah, I'm feeling so blessed that my father is always supporting me a lot, and he always suggested me lots of things you can do it. but there are some limitations you have to just keep in mind. So I said okay, but I can do it. So that's a big blessing for me, that he's supporting me a lot. As you know, I also face lots of criticism by my family, especially my brother. Still, he's not supporting me and saying me lots of the things and asking me on daily basis. But yeah, my father is always there, who always stops him. Like you can't ask him right now the thing because I'm here. So when you are the person that wholly solely is the responsible of the our whole family, then you can ask the question. But right now I'm here, so you need to ask me, not her. So that's a good thing. And the rest of the thing, yes, the other family members are not matters to me a lot because they are asking something to me that my father handles them very well. So that's a good. And the rest of the thing about the person that will be my life partner and the rest of the life I have to spend with him. I think the most important thing I'm searching for, I'm looking for that is the especially your understanding ability. That will be the most important thing. And the thing is that when you are understanding each other, that means you are sharing each other's responsibilities. You know that if I'm doing something or she is doing something, that's equally comparable to each other, and we need to fix the things together. There is no responsibility about the female, she needs to do it, and I don't think so that this is the only responsibility of that male person and he has to do it. So this is the most important thing I'm looking for. That understanding is really important. You need to understand each other's perspective, and that's important thing. And the second thing that is, now the people's perspective is the kind of the change. But when we are saying that we are having some kind of a different mind or openness of the mindset and the growth, but still there are something we are not saying that if women is flourishing and growing day by day, somehow the male entity doesn't like about it. I think so, but right now I didn't experience this kind of a thing, but it's just I'm observing things like that. Because I met lots of the females, and they are alhamdulillah established in their life, and they have some kind of social media person and that kind of a thing. But they all are the single mother, and they are handling their family as a single entity. So that's kind of alarming thing for me and the rest of the females who are just going to marry, and they are uh, chasing their dreams. But let's see what God have for us and how we need to go for it.
Miss Mariam, what about the men in your village? Do they work remotely as well, or are they as educated as you are? Like, do they have MPhil degrees, or are you a rarity?
Uh, in my village, the number of male is not as much comparable having the degrees as post-graduated as the females have. In my village, the female's tendency towards the education and the different kind of innovative thing is more likely higher than the male person. And the rest of the thing is that because of this village perspective, then the mindset of the villagers is that yes, we have this amount of the fields, so we can go grow our fields, and we can grow our crops, and then this and that. So I'm kind of जागीरदार लेन मेरे पास तो इतनी जमीन है तो मैं तो ये कर लूंगा मैं वो कर लूंगा. This is the mindset we have in the village still now, in this era. But yes, as the female side, there are something kind to be changed. On the female side, they are looking forward their personal growth, their personal development, and the families are somehow not 100%, but somehow they are supporting their daughter, their female entity. Yes, you can do it. Lots of the work. They some of the females are working physically outside the village, like in the big cities, Lahore, Faisalabad, and rest of the cities, they are working there. But remotely, the females are not working. I think so. In our whole village, I'm the only one who is working remotely. That's all.
So, Miss Mariam, is there any cottage industry in your village? anything like, like embroidery, uh like for example Multan, at one point,
Hmm.
at one time, it was very famous for embroidery, and these women like would come and they would embroider. You would give them your outfits and they would take them and then they would embroider, and then they would bring them back to you. And like there was this whole market, there was this whole trend. um,
Hmm.
it's not
Hmm.
so much now, but it used to be. So, Miss Mariam, is there any sort of a cottage industry, kind of a skill which is typical to women in your village?
At some time, it was there, and the women were kind of knitting something like they're making. My mother used to knitting our sweaters, our cardigans, and the caps and these kind of a things. So yes, at that time, the females do these kind of a things. But right now, as in you can say the females that are my age or younger than me, they're not interested in it. They are looking forward to more about educating themselves. They're looking forward more about their personal growth, how they can be the contributor of the family person, and how they can go grow themselves as well as their family. Because our male person is more likely have the tendency towards the crops and the field growing work rather than educating themselves for themselves. So this is the kind of environment right now. Because before that, like in 90s, not in 20th century, and 20th century, or then before like 2005, there was lots of the male who were educated themselves, and they were very educated person in the whole village. And the more education purpose is about to educate only the male entity, not the female ones. They can
Mm-hmm.
just educate themselves from home, like they can go for the private examination and the private universities like that. Alama Iqbal Open and these kind of the universities were for the females only. But after 2005, the trends totally shifted and changed. The male is now the submissive person, like in kind of education, and they're searching different kind of the job and doing some kind of innovative things. But the females are leading right now in the education system and my village, and providing lots of opportunities, searching for them and their family also.
That's amazing, Miss Mariam. There's a there's like this shift, in this whole the whole dynamic here, and of course, because most of Pakistan is comprised of villages. So
Yeah.
it's a very good thing that like the females are getting more educated. But uh, how much of freedom do they actually have, or they just they are allowed to get degrees, and they're allowed to get study up to the moon and back, but in terms of actual freedom, in terms of actual decision making, how much of it is there?
Uh, right now, the parents are now trying to adjust their mindset according to the this era, because now the parents are well aware of it, because there's lots of things that they don't know about this era's revolutionizing, that it is gradually increasing day by day. So the parents are now understanding their kids' need. Now they are trying to develop their more mutual understanding with the kids, so that they can think according to the kids' need and according to the kids' desire. And yes, for female and the males have the same equal opportunity. They can decide about their kind of personal decision, like the marriage thing, what they need to go for their career opportunities, what they want to be after certain time of the degrees, and what they are looking for the jobs, or they want to go for some kind of a business and these kind of things. Yes, they are equally opportunity gaining opportunities as the male and the female.
That's amazing, Miss Mariam. That's very good. Miss Mariam, I will ask you a personal question now. How much land do you own?
We don't have as much land. I'm expressing you. I think only 1 acre or something like that. we have very much less, but you can say that we can just manage our whole 1 year crop season, like the rice and the wheat. That's all.
All right. Okay. And like, do you girls? How many of like among you have a brother, right? And
Yeah,
how many sisters are you, Miss Maria?
we including myself, we have four sisters and one brother. I'm the middle child. Two sisters are elder than me, one sister is younger than me, and my brother is the youngest person in our family.
Oh, he's the youngest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So he must be exceptionally spoiled.
No, he's
Is
not.
he? No, he's not.
He's
Mm.
not,
Okay.
because my
So
father
who's?
is a totally army person. So
Oh,
he served for 17 years there in Air Force, Pakistan Air Force, and yes, he trained each of us to be independent and try to go for everything that you want to need, or some kind of your entertainment or something. Yes, you can, but there are some kind of limitations. You can't go for beyond this. That's all.
Yes, certainly. Okay, so Miss Mariam, I will just wind down the interview with some kind of fun, sort of quirky kind
Sure,
of
sure.
questions. So, Miss Mariam, what was the scariest place that you've ever been? Have you ever been to a very scary place?
Yeah, ajaib ghar, something like that. वो जो fortress में है Sinbad, and that's the most
Scary
scariest
तो नहीं है वो,
thing
Miss Mari.
for
Was
me.
it scary,
But
Miss Mari?
yeah, for me it is.
Acha, okay, all right. So, Miss Mariam, you said you like fast food. So, if you had, like a choice to have one fast food, one meal every day, which fast food would you choose, and for which meal? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Mm, you can ask me on every day. I can change. Then I can decide a whole menu for the whole week.
No, Miss Mariam, like out of you, because I know you like fast food, because you've said in your description that you love fast food.
Yeah,
So, out of the
exactly.
fast food things, if you could eat only one thing
Yeah,
for
I
one
prefer
meal,
pizza. Pizza and
pizza
in every of lunch.
for lunch, pizza for lunch. Okay, okay, great. पिज्जा की टॉपिंग्स चेंज हो सकती है ना मिस मरियम?
Yeah,
ठीक
exactly.
है, ठीक है. And Miss Mariam, just one last question. Uh, if you have to build a school with no rules, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If you had the choice that you could have a build if you could build a school and there would be no rules in it, so how would you design it?
Yes,
Rules
I
nahi
think
hai.
that's actually the school.
You think it
That
is
there
this
is
school?
no rule. Yeah, there is no rule for the students. So I will design it for the kids.
All right,
But
just to, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for them, whatever they need and whatever
yeah,
skill that you're trying to teach. Thank you
exactly.
so much, Miss Mariam. I've taken so much of your time, and
No
it was
problem.
an amazing interview, and I had a lot of fun. And you are an amazing teacher, and I know that this is where your heart and soul lies, in teaching. So, all respect to you, Miss Mariam. And thank you very much, all my amazing listeners and viewers, for joining me today. And, I hope you've had as much fun with Miss Mariam as I've had. Thank you very much. This is Roshika Ali signing off. Bye, Miss Mariam.
Thank you so much.